Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and this time it's on Tempest Trials Mini, which quickly my team, I have my standard Gale, Force, Cordelia, and she's supporting Lynn just because I thought why not. Olivia, who's a Wings Mercy Dancer, but she's got Triangle at Depth 1 just for the last boss. Bridal Cordelia, pretty standard, but spare attack instead, because I found I needed it sometimes. And then my bonus unit Lynn, who is just a monster, like... Honestly, Lynn has been my only check to Hector properly. So if Lynn dies at all, then I cannot beat the final boss. But again, this is a post-commentated video, mainly because my phone can't record the whole thing at once. So what I had to do, I had to split each of the different battles into different videos and then thread them all together and then fix all the audio. So a lot of work went into this. So you may see a little bit of jitteriness between the videos. Like I cut out the loading times and stuff. But it is all one valid run. But so this Tempest trial in general, like I'm liking the idea of mini Tempest trials because getting to like the max score of 9999, which you can still go higher, but there's nothing for it besides rank. It was very tedious. I kind of like the idea of it being a week long instead, with the goal being 50,000. And I don't know, it feels a lot less daunting, and you get a lot more orbs a lot quicker. But if you haven't done this one yet, I would suggest getting to 20,000 because at the very least you get Quicken Pulse at like 6,000, you get a free 5-star Master Smart, which is essentially a free Lucina. What else do you get? Well, you get a Defense +1 seal, which is okay. And then you get Distant Defense 1 as a Sacred Seal, which is an amazing skill in itself. And if you've got Xander or somebody, they will greatly appreciate the extra defense, like any distant counter user. In fact, the next one's meant to be Radiant Dawn one, or Path of Radiance. So if you have Ike, who's very likely going to be a bonus hero, he will greatly appreciate that as well. But anyway, the sad part where I have to kill Lucas.
You are mine!
Or not, because Bridal Cordelia can't actually one-hit KO a standard Lucas. But no, in general though, this team I've found it a little bit difficult without a proper mage counter. Like I haven't got anyone to bait mages. Like last time I used Sonya in the Tempest trials and she was amazing because of her high res. Like Lynn's able to take the res hit because of the bonuses to her as a unit. But at the same time it's a little tedious because she can't counter back obviously. Which I guess I could give a distant counter if I wanted to go get a Hector, but no, I still can't even get a perfect IV Lynn. Like, but no, so it is a little bit difficult. Most of the time, I have to like reciprocal aid Cordelia back up to full, and then unreciprocal aid her later on, or use Ardent Sacrifice if I want to take a hit from a mage, or even a staff user sometimes. But for the most part, this team, it focuses on the idea of getting in and out as soon as possible. So obviously you go in with like Bridal Cordelia or Lynn, and then you can use normal Cordelia either to reposition them out or KO another unit, and Olivia can sing them out. And Olivia is great in Tempest Trials, especially when she's got Wings of Mercy. And I think out of the 3 dancers, she's the better option for this one. Well, Ninian's obviously a bonus unit. I wouldn't use Azura in this one if you're looking at the final boss, because obviously, as you can see, it's Hector, which is why I have Triangle Depth. Even at 1, it just improves Olivia's defenses against him. And in some cases, if my Lynn has died, I can sacrifice my Bridal Cordelia and have Olivia take him out. But also this godforsaken map. Like, if you see where Katarina is standing, if you get a Reinhardt there, or any mounted mage, this team normally has to sacrifice someone if they're all on low HP. Or I have to do this thing where rather than going down, I get Cordelia to reposition Bridal Cordelia on the other side, and then Wings of Mercy Olivia over, and have to sweep from that direction. But it is very, very annoying. Which is what I find with a lot of these maps, like, they're really tedious, and that's what's making this Tempest Trials somewhat challenging. Like, I think the last one was easier, but this one, no, it's just... It's annoying the amount of obstacles in the way, which is again why I didn't really suggest Ellie would, but I think he's probably the least viable out of the 4 bonus heroes. Just because, like, if you're planning to use a horse emblem team, it's kind of difficult to maneuver sometimes, but obviously it's still possible. Like, I've seen people do it with horse emblem, but I personally wouldn't do it. I would suggest using a pair and then having like an infantry or a flyer or someone to help them get over mountains and stuff, but this map as well can sometimes be a pain. But in general though, I think flyers are really good for this Tempest trial, mainly because obviously they can fly over everything, and flyers are great in general. In fact, if you've got Tana, she'd probably be good with guidance, but...
Understood. Got it.
No. Although I would like to hear what sort of, well, what team synergies you've been using. Like, a lot of people got back to me and said they're using Tiki Young, which I have tried Tiki Young now on like another team. But, like, obviously mine's not fully built yet, because ideally I want another Tiki Young so I can farm SP on that one and give a lightning breath. But in general, she's actually been pretty solid, and she can tank her quite well. And especially since being a dragon, she targets resistance instead. It is just... it is a dangerous combo.
Okay.
But out of all the bonus heroes, I think... if you look at them all at base, Lynn's the best one. Like, Hector's one movement kind of holds him back too much. But if you've got Amelia, then Hector easily becomes the better option. I think as well, this Tempest trial, like, the heroes are all kind of a bit meh. It kind of feels like what the second Tempest trial was, when you have like Arm, Faye, May and Bowie. They're all generally considered quite meh units. They fill very specific roles. But there's not much you can do about it. I think it is though a nice way to encourage you to use somebody else. Oh, and the reason I'm not using Ninian as my dancer is because
I will.
Basically I maxed out her hero merit already, and I've maxed out all 3 of the dancers. And I thought I might as well use the Tempest trial to try and max somebody else's, so I'm doing that on Lynn, who, even though I didn't say it in this video, by now she's got to like 1k, getting close to 1.5k, so hopefully by the time I hit 50,000, she'll be near 3k and I can just get the rest of the hero merit. But that is another thing though, if you've got units who could use hero merit, then I would go for it. Like, I would use the other Lynn, like have, well, I can't have dual Cordelia and dual Lynn, but I could have like dual Lynn, Cordelia, and then Olivia, but at the same time I don't really want to. Anyway, final map. I was sort of deciding here who I should target, because there's Selena and Saber, and they're both fast defensive units. And I was thinking to myself, would Lynn be able to take any of them out with the Defiant attack boost and the Desperation from Brash Assault? And in my head, I think I decided she couldn't, which I think was the right call.
Yes.
But I just used Cordelia to take out Selena, because I think on this map in general, you want to KO one of the side units first. Like, you can't use a ranged one on the right side because there's the Mage Knight, which is also a thing I find with this map. Like, the top 2 units are always green for me, it always screws Cordelia over. But this was where I sort of panicked because nobody could actually take out Saber. And it's not like I could get Cordelia to safety because she would have been dead regardless of what happened. So in my head, I think I decided that rather than go for Deathless Run, just try and preserve at least the most amount of units you can, which is my advice normally. Don't try and preserve everyone on the final map. Like, if you know you can beat it by sacrificing somebody, do it. Like, don't bother sort of waiting it out, because you may in fact just score with the time rating. So what I did was I put Cordelia up there, when in reality I should have put her one lower, I guess, because Olivia got KO'd by Cecilia, which was kind of embarrassing. And there goes Cordelia. But I did put myself in a win-win because I put Lynn there, and she can obviously attack Hector back. And then next turn, Hector is pretty much dead. And then Cordelia can clean up Cecilia.
Let's go.
But no, in general, red mages are really good. Like, Celica, if I do lose on this map, she's my backup unit. Or like Taja, Sanaki, any of those will do. Horse units, I guess, like Lynn obviously will be a good choice for this map. And then Tiki Young as well. she's a really niche counter if you've got her, but she will do perfectly fine on this map. And if you're like me and you keep getting the green units at the top, then she'll have a whale of a time.
Orders?
But anyway, Lynn here, she can clean up Titania, and that's that. And yeah, I did get a perfect score, by the way. I just forgot to record it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.